Today we have a new moon occurring in the sign of Gemini, and here's the things you should and should not do during this time. Welcome back to the Be the Hero channel. My name's Isabel, and I help you understand who you are using personality typing and astrology. Now, before I dive into the do's and don'ts of the Gemini new moon, hit the link in the description below to get your very own My Horoscope Made Me Do It hoodie. These are insanely comfortable hoodies, and if you like astrology, you need your very own My Horoscope Made Me Do It hoodie, because you know what? Just blame it on the stars. Sometimes we act weird, sometimes we do things wrong, and we should just totally blame it on the stars because, they're there and other people do it. So if you can't beat them, join them. Link is in the description below. Get your My Horoscope Made Me Do It hoodie now. It also comes as a t-shirt, so check that out. Today, we have a new moon occurring in the sign of Gemini, and this overall highlights themes for us around reinitiating our relationship with curiosity and our social settings. Now, during this time, not only do we have a new moon occurring in Gemini, but Gemini has been very conflicted. All our Gemini placements, which includes our moon in Gemini and Mercury, which is currently in Gemini. They've been getting into challenging aspects with Saturn and Pisces, which Saturn and Pisces also went retrograde today. So Saturn in Pisces is playing a massive role in this new moon. And what that does is it's inviting us to reflect on our relationship with our social connections, how we interact with the world, and how often we allow our energetic boundaries to be crossed. Saturn in Pisces is inviting us to think about the idea of responsibility in the sense of energetic responsibility. Oftentimes we think of responsibility as, getting work done, doing what we have to do, taking care of our car, making sure insurance is paid, yada, yada, yada. But there's also a form of responsibility that comes through energy. And there's a form of responsibility we must practice for our well-being. So, the new moon in Gemini, which occurs today on June 17th in the sign of Gemini, is inviting us to reflect on how can I interact with the world, and how do I need to change my way of showing up in communication and in socialization and in learning in order to make sure my energetic boundaries are not crossed. So, what should you do and not do during this time? Overall, it's a new moon in Gemini. This is a lighthearted time, a time for us to reinitiate something new and to chase our butterflies. So, number one thing we should do is be curious and open. If there's something that's been piquing your curiosity, if there's something you've wanted to learn, if there's a person you've wanted to talk to, if there's a question you've had, ask the question. Ask the person out. Talk to that person. Learn something new. Go to that class. This is a time for us to change how we interact with the world. We should not at this time reserve ourselves and stay isolated. Saturn in Pisces, while it's inviting us to reflect on our energetic boundaries, is telling us that we are more sensitive than we are, and we might feel torn on whether we want to act or whether we don't. And whether or not we should do these things in the long run is different, but right now we are called to take action to make sure we really get definitive on the yeses and nos of social interactions for ourselves. So don't isolate yourself during this time, and make sure that you are actually spending that time learning and interacting with people. During the Gemini new moon, we should be open-minded, not only to new experiences, but to ourselves, to our feelings, and towards other people's feelings. Saturn in Pisces not only tells us and invites us to reflect on our own energetic boundaries, but respect other people's as well. Be energetically aware of other people and be compassionate towards them. So during the new moon in Gemini, we also have Mercury in Gemini, and this can lead to a tendency to take up the airspace and to be a little lacking in compassion. During this time, we should be open to the idea of listening, open to the idea of sharing vulnerably, and open to the idea that other people need to share vulnerably with us too. During this time of the Gemini new moon, we should be proactive and calm rather than reactive and panicky. We have a challenging square not only between Pisces and Gemini aspects, but also Neptune in Pisces. So Saturn and Neptune are coming into play with this new moon. With this square that is forming between Neptune and Pisces and the moon in Gemini, there can be some disillusionment in our perception. We might feel just generally during this time reactive. And naturally, Gemini energy wants to go, go, go and try new things. And yes, we should be open to new opportunities and take action, but in healthy, slow, methodical doses, if manageable. Don't panic over the things that seem big, and also don't isolate yourself. This is a time to practice balance and try on new behaviors and try on new ways of thinking to see if you can improve your communication and improve your interactions with your socialization. Now, during this time, we should focus on who we want to be in our social interactions, and more importantly, how do we want to feel in our social interactions? This is by far the most important and biggest theme that is coming up with the new moon in the sign of Gemini on June 17th. If this video helped you understand the do's and don'ts of the new moon in Gemini happening on June 17th, let me know in those comments below. And if you want more tailored guidance based on your unique astrological birth chart, hit the link in the description below to book a 30-minute reading with me now so that we can talk about the upcoming transits and how they're going to play out for you based on your chart. Link is in the description below. While you're down there, get the free birth chart workbook if you have not yet already grabbed it, and check out the Making Mindfulness Fun Bundle where you can access all 30 of the workbooks and courses we have ever created on self-development and astrology and more for only $30. That's $1 per course per workbook. Learn more about the Making Mindfulness Fun Bundle in the link in the description below and buy it now. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Sincerely hope you enjoyed it. Enjoy the energy of this lighthearted new moon in Gemini. And if you're going to take one piece of advice from me from this entire video, chase your butterflies. Whatever piques your curiosity, follow it. Once again, my name's Isabel, and from my heart to yours, namaste.